Hello and welcome back to all our dear listeners. This is a new episode on the English Learning Podcast channel. It's great to have you here with us again. Today we will discuss the importance of trees. I would like to hear your thoughts about trees. After our discussion, we will go over some words used in our conversation so that you can use them in your daily life. Before start discussing, I just wanted to ask if you could please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hey Roxanne, did you know today is Arbor Day? It's a day dedicated to planting and celebrating trees.
Oh, I had no idea. I've heard of Arbor Day, but I never really paid attention to it. I guess I don't think about trees that much.
Well, you should. Trees are so important not just for nature, but for us too.
I know they give us oxygen and stuff, but isn't that just a small part of it?
It's a huge part. But there's so much more. Trees are like the unsung heroes of our planet. They're crucial for the environment in so many ways.
Really? Like what?
Okay, first off, trees absorb carbon dioxide, one of the main greenhouse gases contributing to climate change. When trees take in carbon dioxide, they store carbon and release oxygen. They act as the Earth's natural air purifiers.
That's pretty cool. So, they're like a carbon sink?
Exactly. And that's not all. Think about the biodiversity they support. Trees provide habitats for countless species, birds, insects, mammals, and fungi. A single tree can be home to a whole ecosystem.
Right? Like birds nesting in branches and squirrels hopping around. I guess without trees, a lot of species would lose their homes.
Yes, beyond animals, they also support other plants by creating microclimates. Have you noticed how cooler and more humid a forest feels than open spaces?
Yeah. Walking through a park or a wooded area is always refreshing, especially on a hot day.
That's because trees help moderate temperatures. They provide shade, cool the air through evapotranspiration, and reduce the urban heat island effect, which is especially important in cities.
Urban heat island effect? You're getting all technical now.
It just means that cities tend to be a lot hotter than rural areas because of all the concrete and asphalt. Trees help cool cities by providing shade and reducing the heat absorbed by buildings and roads.
I didn't realize they played such a big role in regulating temperatures. I just thought they looked nice in parks.
Oh, they're essential in urban areas. Cities with more trees generally have better air quality and lower temperatures. And it's not just about the environment either. Trees can improve people's mental health.
Wait, how do trees affect mental health?
Studies have shown that spending time around trees or in green spaces can reduce stress, improve mood, and even help with concentration and recovery from mental fatigue. People who live near parks or tree-lined streets tend to report feeling happier and more relaxed.
Makes sense. I do feel more relaxed when I go for a walk in the park after a long day. It's like nature calms me down.
Exactly. There's even something called forest bathing in Japan, where people spend time in forests for its therapeutic effects. They found that it can lower blood pressure and cortisol levels.
Wow, so trees are like nature's antidepressants.
That's one way to put it. But it's true, and trees can also protect us from environmental damage. They prevent soil erosion, especially in places with heavy rainfall or steep slopes. Without trees, soil would wash away, leading to landslides or loss of fertile land.
So they're holding everything together, literally?
Yes, their roots anchor the soil, and their canopy slows down the impact of rain. Trees along rivers and coastlines are particularly important because they help stabilize banks and reduce flooding.
That's a lot to take in. I guess I've always taken trees for granted. I didn't realize how much they do for us and the planet.
It's easy to overlook because they've always been there. But with deforestation and urbanization, we're losing trees at an alarming rate. It's something we need to pay more attention to.
I've read about deforestation, especially in places like the Amazon. It's all for agriculture and development, right?
Yes, mostly. Deforestation for agriculture, logging, and infrastructure destroys forests, which has a ripple effect on the climate, biodiversity, and local communities. The Amazon, for instance, is often called the lungs of the earth because of its massive role in absorbing carbon dioxide. When we cut it down, we lose one of our biggest buffers against climate change.
That's pretty scary when you think about it. What can we do, though? I mean, it feels like a problem on such a massive scale.
There are things we can do on a small scale that still make a difference. Planting trees, supporting conservation efforts, and making sustainable choices in our everyday lives can help. Even simple things like using less paper, buying wood products from sustainable sources, or supporting organizations that fight deforestation matter.
So it's about making small, conscious changes that add up over time.
Exactly. And if we educate others and raise awareness, the impact can be even greater. Governments and corporations also need to step up and prioritize sustainable practices, but individual actions do matter.
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but maybe I should plant a tree or two. It sounds like a great way to give back to the environment.
I'd love that. We could plant some together, and you'd be surprised how satisfying it feels to watch something you plant grow and thrive.
I bet. Plus, I could use more fresh air and less screen time. Maybe trees are the solution to both my tech addiction and helping the planet.
Trees are amazing multitaskers. They improve the planet, your health, and even your mood. What more could you ask for?
All right, you've convinced me. Next weekend, let's go plant some trees. I'm ready to do my part.
I'm so glad to hear that. It's a small step, but it makes a big difference. The world could use more tree lovers like you.
Who knew I'd end up being a tree hugger? But hey, I guess it's for a good cause.
Let's learn some new words together, just like we said we would at the beginning of the video. The first word is dedicated. Dedicated is an adjective, and it means believing that something is very important and giving a lot of time and energy to it. For example, we have one TV channel completely dedicated to news and another dedicated to sports. The second word is absorb. Absorb is a verb, and it means to take something in, especially gradually. For example, in cold climates, houses need to have walls that will absorb heat. The third word is evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration is a noun, and it means the process by which water moves from the earth to the air through evaporation and transpiration, water lost from plants. For example, it is an area of permanent drought where evapotranspiration exceeds precipitation for most of the year. The fourth word is fatigue. Fatigue is a noun, and it means extreme tiredness resulting from mental or physical exertion or illness. For example, he was nearly dead with fatigue. Our podcast for today is coming to an end. If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.